I love to see the towns passing by and to ride these rails neath God's blue sky. Let me travel this land from the mountains to the sea, 'cause that's the life I believe He meant for me. And when I'm gone and at my grave you stand, say God called home your rambling man.
Welcome to Ramblin' Man Podcast episode number 67. We're going to do something a little bit different on this episode, the next episode, and we'll see how the next one goes. I've been doing a series on my business Instagram and then posting them to YouTube, a video series called Uncertain Creativity. I speak to creatives, small business owners, teachers, makers, creators about how they deal with creativity and work in the time of COVID. It's been a fascinating and great series, and I've been really proud of what's been done with it. If you'd like to see all those videos, you can go to YouTube, search for Feral Giant, and then within the channel page there is an Uncertain Creativity playlist with videos. I'm still uploading some from a few weeks ago, still chunking along, uploading those, and I may do some more videos here in the near future. But for this episode, I'm posting my talks with Hannah Manocchio, she's going to kill me for mispronouncing her name, of Snakes and Aces, and Marshall Shorts of many different things. His agency is Artfluential. He also is the co-creator of Creative Control Fest. He's a multi-hyphenate. If you'd like to learn more about Hannah, you can follow her business online at Snakes and Aces. Be sure to give them a follow on social media. They're a great follow. For Marshall, go to Mr. Shorts Creates, and he's also a great follow on Instagram. I appreciate Hannah and Marshall for both being on, and like I said, we'll see how the next episode goes. I may post some more talks from that series. No sponsor this week. There's a lot going on in the world right now, and if you really want to help, really want to give back, really want to show support, find Black-owned businesses in your community and support them, but don't just support them now and get a pat on the back. Support them in perpetuity. And if you'd like to give any money, go to blacklivesmatter.com and give money there. Find a local chapter and do what you can, no matter what. Thank you again for listening. Without much further ado, here's the episode.
Cheers, sir.
Oh, cheer. Wait, here we go. Here's what I've started doing. Like just going ahead and bumping the thing.
Oh, we both have animal cups too.
Yeah. That's what I was just saying. This is actually a piece of metal artwork that got turned into a mug.
That's amazing.
Yeah, a metal piece of art. So yeah, it's hilariously, you see my issues with holding on to mugs. So I just hold on to them like this so I can make them disappear.
Yeah, that's not the same for me.
I got a photo somewhere of my friend Savannah and I with our mugs up because I had, I think, a tiny little mug, and she had one of those big giant latte mugs, and her hand is that big and my hand is that big.
You got to get the only big mugs.
They wouldn't serve me black coffee in a big mug. It was only the small mug.
That's absurd.
Yeah, let me do that.
Oh,
How's it going? How was your spaghetti?
delicious. Absolutely delicious. I've made more sauce in the last 2 months than I made a lot of sauce, probably about 4 or 5 gallons.
My
Just
God.
sitting in the freezer.
So I've wanted spaghetti, but I can't find noodles or meat down here. So I've been kind of SOL.
I might be able to ship you noodles.
That's okay. Yeah, I went to the grocery store. I'm trying to limit that. I went to the grocery store. No chicken, no meat. Well, they had meat, but it was 1 pound containers, and they had jacked up the price on them. I was like, no.
Jesus.
Yeah. So
We luckily aren't that bad here.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my God, there we go. There's for all the viewers right there.
She can't stand when I FaceTime. She just yells.
Oh my God.
Sure,
It's
you'll
gonna be
hear her
amazing.
quite a bit.
It's going to be amazing. Everything you say is just you're going to have a hype man behind you yelling at you.
Exactly.
Let's see. Yeah, 3 minutes in, we've accomplished nothing, which is great.
That's fine.
How are you doing today on this Friday? Although, is it even a Friday?
I was just telling my mom that the only reason I know what day it is that my birth control has a calendar on it.
Same.
I figured.
Yeah.
But I've just lost track of days because there's no responsibility.
No. I saw a meme the other day that it had all the dates listed out: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and all the first parts were marked out, and it just said day.
Yeah, exactly.
Day. Yeah. Can't wait for the weekend. No.
Luckily, my boyfriend is still working, so I know weekends because I know that it's just louder in here.
Hey, you're in my space. You're in my space.
He gets shoved in his game room with the door shut and the cats.
Oh my God.
So I can drink and watch my trash TV in peace.
Oh my God. Oh wait, have you watched Tiger King?
Of course.
Okay. Good.
I'm a huge animal freak though, so like it broke my heart because I know which animals are drugged and which aren't and what they're doing in the back. So I cried a lot during that.
My God.
And
yeah. It's all people are talking about. Like, it's hilarious to me.
It's taken over the world.
Yeah. There's one friend of mine that she did a video and was like, Carol didn't kill her husband, all this stuff. And then that has just evolved into memes. There's like 400 posts on that one post of like, we're just all going to put all the memes in this one post.
There's a local bakery making Carol Did It cupcakes. Like, that's how far it's gone.
The best is, have you seen the UPS driver front door thing?
No.
There's one where somebody put, did Carol Baskin kill her husband, on the front of their door on a piece of paper. And it had yes on one side, no on the other side, and all the UPS packages were on the yes side. I was like, that is genius.
That's amazing.
And the fact that Lisa Frank actually did Joe Exotic art.
You mean the queen herself?
It's the best. Oh my God. All right, so watching your trash TV, are you able to stay creative at this time?
To an extent, and I'm trying. I try and sketch almost every day.
Yeah.
I've painted some really weird stuff. And I try and go into the shop at least 3 times a week just to kind of stay in a sense of normalcy where I still have somewhat of a schedule.
Yeah.
But I think I struggle with mental blocks when my anxiety is really bad. And so creatively, I haven't felt like I really want to do anything right now, but I need to force myself to just keep moving.
Okay.
And I think there's a huge guilt trip happening with a lot of artists that we are supposed to be creating the most work right now. And we're supposed to be making all of this stuff we've been waiting for the time to make. But people forget that with mental illness and with trauma and different triggers that it's impossible for a lot of us.
Right. The drawing and the painting, is that something you would do normally, or is that something that you're kind of doing to keep yourself occupied?
I doodle and sketch quite a bit, but
okay.
I haven't sat down and painted anything in probably, since the shop's been open, so like 3 years.
Wow. Okay.
And that's what I started doing.
Did that kind of come naturally, or were you just frustrated when you started painting? Or was it boredom?
It was actually out of pure boredom where I was like, I'm going to paint something really stupid for the apartment. And I ended up just painting a butt portrait with a knife in it.
Of course. Oh my God.
That's in our bedroom now.
Nice. Where it should be. That's exactly where it should be.
Here, I can give you I can give you a sneak peek of it if you want.
Okay.
Don't mind all the disaster area.
Notice how mine is very focused on the CD
Oh, I'm
wall.
in a corner.
On the CD wall. Yeah.
So this is it.
That's unbelievable. Okay, so I was actually imagining a knife poking in a butt.
Oh, like a butthole knife? No,
Yeah.
no. It's
Not in
one
the
of my
butthole, in the
knives.
cheek. Just in the cheek. Keep it clean. It's before noon.
Exactly.
A
It's
butthole.
not violent.
Oh my God, a butthole knife. That's a good band name. I saw them open for Cake in '96. Butthole Knife.
Absolutely. I'm actually the drummer.
I'm the banjo player.
Oh, perfect. I didn't even know we had one.
News to you.
Fun facts.
Okay, you did that. What about the other painting you were doing with the circles? Was that?
So that was for the Day Glow show that is an annual show at Waterloo Arts, which is a local gallery.
Okay.
That was supposed to be due March 21st. And it's 40 plus artists, and we only use Day Glow paints.
Okay.
So I kind of put that on the back burner since it's clearly postponed.
Right.
Because I don't want to force myself to make something where I'm not confident.
Right. Right. And stuff like that. Oh, sorry.
I don't want to F it up, and I know that I'll just try and fail.
That's not always a bad thing. Good things come out of that. Stuff like that event. Are you seeing more? Because you're up in Cleveland, just for anybody who doesn't know. Wait, Cleveland, Ohio, not Cleveland, Tennessee. There is a Cleveland, Tennessee.
I did know.
It's not that big. It's not that big.
Not even remotely similar.
No. Are you seeing a lot more stuff like that? Are they doing a lot more like online versions of those shows?
A lot
of just pushing
fans
them
are
back?
doing it, but I make majority of my money vending during the summer and the spring. So we're actually canceled 2 months out, which is really scary for all of us, because that's where we make the money for the rest of the year. A lot of the gallery shows, they've just been postponed. The museums are really cool because they're just doing virtual tours. And I have 2 paleontologist buddies that are actually teaching kids at the Natural History Museum through video.
Okay.
So that's cool. But as for the shows, everything's just canceled or postponed.
Okay. We've done, there's been some down here where it's been more like virtual shows and stuff.
That's cool.
Or virtual sellers markets. But we have like an entrepreneur center and a chamber, and we're called the Maker City. And so that's, I think, what's driving a lot of that, because we already had a little bit of infrastructure set up to manage some of that.
I mean, we're a mistake on the lake, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
No comment. Lovely town. I've visited often.
I mean, I think that a lot of people are moving towards the online and virtual sales. I know the first month, all of March, my online sales were great because people were just trying to support whatever they could, which I think is really important right now.
I'm seeing it's a mixed bag for me. There's a couple people I know that live off of online sales that are using this as a reason to get money, if that makes sense. Yeah. And it's hard on the back end knowing that, not being angry, not hulking out over that. But you just gotta, there's a special place in hell for them. That's all good. Other than the drawing and painting, are there any other like passion projects or anything that you're taking this time to work on?
I'm a very big list maker. So my skills are a lot of lists, and I've been trying to kind of figure out what I want to do after this is over. The passion projects that I've had are all kind of still at a standstill. Because what I want to be doing with the business and with my mission and all that can't be done during this. So I'm trying to work out how things are going to go after it's over.
Okay. Is there, at the shop, because you have a little bit of time, is there anything you've always wanted to do at the shop that now you have the time or you can put in the effort to do, like clean up or rearrange? Yeah.
I've been cleaning and I've found stuff. Like next week is actually my 3-year anniversary at the shop.
Nice. Congrats.
5-year anniversary as the business. And so there's stuff that is still there from day one that it's in piles and everything is shoved and stuff. So going through, I think, is a very therapeutic thing for me, and throwing things out, because I've had such a big change in the past 2 years that getting rid of the bad
Clutter.
part,
Yeah.
it's very therapeutic, and it feels good to be able to throw that away, because you're throwing away the feelings as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's where I throw my feelings, right in here. I just shove them right in.
Homie, I've gained 15 pounds.
15?
Everyone's like, my coveralls don't zip anymore. I look straight out of Trailer Park Boys.
Somebody I saw said you need to put on your jeans at least 2 or 3 times a week so you realize where you're at.
Do you think I even own jeans?
I think that's funny. I read it and I was like, that's adorable. You mean my shorts?
Yeah, who owns jeans?
Yeah. Oh. In going through all that and kind of working around, are you trying to find like alternative ways to make income in this time?
See, and that's where I'm struggling is, do I join the bandwagon of trying to sell out on things during this? And morally, no, I can't.
Right.
And I did that in the beginning with the Cleveland gear and selling stuff I knew would sell. And I stopped doing that 2 years ago, and I don't think I could ever go back.
Okay.
So I think just pushing what I have right now and trying to sell what I normally do is really all I can handle mentally.
Okay. I was thinking, like, because you do all the screen printing yourself, figuring out ways to do teaching online would be awesome.
Yeah. But no one has equipment.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to still talk to my students that I teach and like keep up with them and make sure they're still working, but none of them have a setup.
Right. Right.
So that's really the hard part.
Damn it. Okay.
I teach anyone how to make a booty painting though.
Oh my God. That's your new thing.
I will do an online Bob Ross booty painting course.
This has to happen now. I need to see this.
You have to do it with me though.
Oh shit. Sorry, the connection's bad.
Because I've just been painting over old paintings.
Okay.
To do stuff.
Nice. Let's see. What about passive income? Have you looked into passive income much?
As in like the Society 6 and what stuff sells for you?
Yeah. That's what I keep thinking of, is trying to find stuff.
No.
I think it's hard for us because we actually have to produce stuff or spend time on stuff. So
it's not passive if it's artwork.
Yeah. Right.
And since I do hand print and I hand draw everything, having somebody else print my pieces feels like cheating, because then I'm no longer giving that to the customer. It's not mine, or it's another company's. Right. And I don't want to give my money to a big company to do something that I do myself.
Are you trying to say Redbubble are not good and reputable people? Somebody bought something on Redbubble the other day and promoted it. I was like, no.
Or like the free custom tees. They're like, just do it online.
Yeah.
I'm like, puke in my mouth. It's the same thing.
Well, the thing with Redbubble is how much stuff gets stolen. Like there's
insane.
Yeah, there's an artist named Ollie Moss that his Twitter feed used to be just him calling out people on Redbubble who stole his artwork. It was hilarious. It was like, hey, Redbubble, one of these days you're going to figure out that people are stealing my shit. And
it's absurd. And that's the other problem is, like, with all of us at home and all the artists looking at other artwork, you have to be super careful that you're not accidentally making somebody else's work.
Yeah.
because you're just ingesting so much at this level online. And that's what I need to be careful of, is like, I want to mimic people that I like, but you don't want to steal their style.
Well,
Redbubble straight up steal.
Yeah, no comment on that. I know a certain someone that they have literally ripped off Draplin to a point to where the last time Draplin came to town, I almost bought one of their pieces and brought it to him and said, hey man, could you sign this? Oh yeah, that's right. You didn't do this.
But he's too even like care.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the problem. Me, I'm like, when I get my design stolen, I'm screaming.
Oh, I'm more angry for Draplin than Draplin.
Oh, 100%. He's probably like, oh, it's okay. It's fine.
It's fine. Yeah.
I'm good. I'm going to do a puzzle.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. Him and those puzzles. Those gradient puzzles are killing me. So.
I'm still on my first puzzle that I started the day we had the stay-at-home order. It's 1,000 pieces. I can't do it.
And it's a kid's puzzle with 32 pieces. Yeah. So during all this time, are you kind of staying or remaining positive, or are there peaks and valleys? There's always peaks and valleys when you own a business, but.
Right. Sergeant, stop. Sorry. I think I'm trying to not, have struggled with anxiety and depression my entire life. Right. So it's I can feel coming on, and my anxiety is an everyday thing. This, I've realized, comes in very drastic waves. Yes. It's a day where I'm having to check if unemployment even exists for me yet, or if my small business loan has even like gone through, or if anyone's even getting any money yet. Then it's a very deep low. Yeah. And within a week, both my parents were unemployed. There's only one person in my family still working. It's just, if you keep looking into it, you're going to dive into that depression very deeply. I've been trying to just convince myself that this is the time that I asked for, that I've always wanted to be able to clean up, to be able to rearrange the place. I moved 2 months ago, so it's like I can finally unpack everything. But then it's also those days where you're like, I don't want to do anything because this is too overwhelming. Yeah. So like once every 3 days I'll go and I'll be like, well, shit, this sucks. And I'm going to sit in bed all day.
Yeah. For me, it's been, the first 2 weeks were pretty brutal. And then I figured out I just need to get up off my ass. And I started doing better. This week, there were a couple days that were pretty bad, that were even worse than the first 2 weeks. And I think it was after 2 days, I woke up one morning, I was like, I can't keep doing this. So I got to figure out something else. I can't just sit here and melt into my couch and have YouTube going in the background as I'm trying to draw or anything.
Well, that's the hardest thing. It's people forget that artists generally have the most mental issues, and they struggle with depression and anxiety more than the regular person does. Yeah. So this is a time where it's extremely uncertain for every aspect of our lives. Mm-hmm. Half of us don't know if we're going to come out of this with the business still, or if we're going to have to go get a 9 to 5. And that just triggers terrible things for us. Yeah. So I applaud anyone that's able to just get up every day and create and use this time wisely, because it's really, really fucking hard. Yeah.
Yeah. That's there's one buddy of mine that he's been freelance for 6 years, I think. And he was over here at the house. This was very early on. I hooked up God, this is going to become a topic every week, apparently. I hooked up a stereo in my office, and he was bringing me speaker wire. He's like, I've got hundreds of feet, don't buy any. So he did it, and it was like a weekend, and I said, it's weird seeing people say how bored they are. Because I think I just saw a lot of people, they're like, well, I'm furloughed from work, but I'm still getting paid, so I'm going to just use this time to sit around and do nothing. And I told him, I was like, have you ever been bored? I was like, no, I don't know what that's. When you say you're bored, I know what that level of boredom is versus other people's level of boredom. Mm-hmm. Your boredom is 5 minutes, and then it's on to something. Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. I feel like I've been training for the isolation part for
Yeah.
my life. I
Yeah.
am the biggest introvert. I love being alone. I don't need to see people for months at a time.
Yeah.
Other than my family. And that's the only hard part. But it's the mental aspect of financial and just when am I going to be able to see my family and
Right.
how am I going to make money after this and what's the world going to be like after this? That's what gets me.
Yeah.
Boredom, that doesn't exist.
No. Boredom is you're tired or you can't get your brain to function for 5 minutes.
Right.
I think for the biggest thing for me is not being able to, just almost feeling like, God, I hate to use this word, but tethered. Like I just want to go and grab a coffee somewhere. Oh, I can't do that. I just want to text a buddy and say, let's go grab a coffee and sit and talk for
Right.
30 minutes. Oh, no, you can't do that. It's like, what the? Okay. That's the one part where it's, so like today, here in a few minutes, I'm going to go on a social distance walk with a buddy of mine.
Yeah.
We start doing it every Friday, knock on wood. And it's great just to get out and be actually face to face with somebody. Because also single dude just sitting here in the house. Yeah. Just like re-download Tinder and just like, why am I doing this? And delete it and then re-download.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm so happy. That's not.
There's your joy of the day. Yeah.
On the outside of this, I will tell you my 3-day adventure on Tinder, that worst time of my entire life. I think I saw my grandma through a window
Yeah.
this week, and that's my best friend. She's 96. Yeah. I am with her every single week, cooking with her for the past 20 years of my life. And I see my family twice a week, and that's the thing that's hurting me the most, where I see them and then I get in the car and I just start crying because it's like I'm through a piece of glass. Like it's not, we're not like that.
Yeah.
That's not how we communicate. That's not how we interact. And that's really difficult to kind of figure out how to be happy that you at least get that.
Yeah. Yeah. There's one friend of mine that his grandkids are very young. And he was like, this is killing me not to be able to play with the grandkids. He was talking about how him and his wife, it's driving him nuts to not be able to play with them.
Yeah. My nephew's birthday is in a couple weeks. My mom celebrated her 60th birthday alone. And that's what kills me.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't cry.
Huh? Me?
Like you had a tear in your eye. It's okay.
Oh, no.
I know you're
sitting there getting angry, and I'm thinking of all the stuff I've seen online about how people are traversing that. Like one friend of mine, her husband got everybody in the neighborhood to drive by and say happy birthday to her. So it was like a caravan of 30 cars. Yeah. And then I saw another one, which was, it was people living in New York or somewhere. It was a big apartment complex.
Yeah.
And there was a empty spot in the middle where there were windows, where you're just, looking at other windows. And she coordinated, she wrote notes to like 100 people in the building and said, at this time on this day, will everybody open their windows and sing happy birthday to my boyfriend?
Oh, I'll show you what I did for my mom.
Okay. If I could only pull up the Jeopardy music right now.
When we decided we were all going to FaceTime, so me and my boyfriend wore hats.
Oh my God. There's where I'm going to cry. Right there. Tears of joy. Tears of joy.
I had to tape this hat to my boyfriend's head because he has a buzzed head. So it's the little things. So, I mean, she laughed hysterically. And I mean, that's all that I wanted.
Oh, yeah.
So I think just trying to figure out what the new normal is with just whatever you can take at this point is something that I've been trying to do daily.
Yeah. Weird segue. How's the weather been out there? Are you able to like get out and get outside?
Oh, you mean where 2 days ago it was 60 and then yesterday it snowed?
So down here it was the flip side. Like 2 days ago it was 84, and then yesterday it was like 50 with 30-mile-per-hour winds, and like I had to put a hoodie on. Like I was like, what the shit is going? Like
Still shorts though. You still have shorts on though.
Oh, yep. I haven't put up the winter shorts yet. They haven't made it into the cubby yet. Yeah.
That's hard. It's like, and also depending on where you live, what time you can go outside, if it's safe for you to go outside. And that's the hard thing. It's a lot of people don't have the luxury of even being able to do that.
Have you been going out and walking or going?
A lot of times I sit on our porch. It's a huge balcony on the second floor. And then if I'm at the shop, I'm in a historic district. So I'll take a walk up and down and it's a ghost town there. So it's nice to be able to just be in quiet and be able to walk and see things I usually miss.
Are you seeing people be more friendly or outgoing or nice?
Around the shop in that historic neighborhood, yes. Yeah. Because we are a ton of small businesses and that neighborhood we're extremely close. Where I live is a lot of people not listening. So you'll hear parties and you'll hear people getting together and it's infuriating. And it's like, I want to be like, I'm going to call the cops on you, but you can't do that.
Yeah, I'm part of some group that's like a Knoxville store watch thing to where somebody will post up, this store has a bunch of toilet paper. If you need it, go here.
That's not where you're going.
Huh?
I didn't know that's where you were going. Yeah. But that's super nice to have.
Yeah, like this store. But here in the last couple of days, it's just been a list of this store is not following guidelines. They're just letting a ton of people in, and it's just a madhouse in there. And they're like, we're this far in. How are you not regulating this better? Like, it's so dumb.
This should be way easier now.
Yeah.
It's been over a month. Like,
yeah.
This shouldn't be an issue anymore.
Yeah. Although our county mayor has gone on record and said he thought the stay at home and some of this stuff was too overreaching. But that's also Kane. Remember, our county mayor is Kane.
Oh, yeah, you did tell me that.
Yeah.
Our governor has actually done, it's been like international news how well he's done with Ohio. And I was looking at the statistics today, and what they thought our curve was going to look like is actually, it's not, we're like a fourth of the way up. So the majority of people are listening around here, which is amazing. And whenever anyone's like, this is stupid, I'm like, okay, then when my 96-year-old grandma gets sick, you can tell me that again.
Yeah, really.
That's like, you just have to scare them into being like, okay, this is real. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you filing for any of you said you have filed for the loans and stuff? I think the PPP, is that statewide or nationwide that today's the day?
Small Business Association, that's the thing. It's like, this is so confusing, especially for people like us that have no idea what they're doing. Yeah. So I filed for the small business loan. I've heard absolutely nothing back. Ohio kept saying that the self-employed could file for unemployment, but every day it's a different story. So I filed, and then the only email I got back was that they are over 2 weeks behind on processing. My dad's filed 4 weeks ago, and he still hasn't gotten it. So
I filed for unemployment, but at that point, the only update they'd done to the site was they put a little checkbox said, "Are you applying because of COVID?" Like everything else was like, everything else read like, "So what is the job you're unemployed for? Can you get rehired there?" I was like, "No, I work for myself, dum-dums." Like,
or it's asking you what you're willing to do now. Like, what other jobs can you do? What hours are you available to work?
My favorite part is you need to check in every Monday and put all the jobs you've applied for. I was like, well, there are no jobs.
Let me just go out and figure out where I can work now.
Yeah, and especially not any graphic design jobs. Good God.
Yeah. I mean, this is Sergeant.
He's not looking. There he is. He's looking. We'll do that. Let's see.
The grumpiest looking man ever.
Oh, God.
But it's impossible, and they're saying that a lot of self-employed people won't get their unemployment until mid-May. Like, what are you supposed to do until mid-May?
Yeah. The guy I had on last week, who kind of is the reason why I'm doing this, to see my buddy. He's a lawyer, and a lawyer and a coder, which is hilarious. And but he's been really covering this CARES Act stuff. And he was saying like 3 weeks ago, he was like, do not depend on this for short-term money. He's like, it's going to take a while. At that point, he was saying late April. And I keep seeing these reports are like, well, it's being reported some people are getting their money today. I was like, I don't trust it unless it's somebody I know.
Right.
And I see their bank statement, because I've been hearing that for a month now.
Yeah, they're saying just keep checking your bank account. Like, no, send me an actual piece of paper, or send me something that's like, you're going to get this amount of money. This is what you have to pay back. This is what's happening.
Yeah. Or just an email. I would be happy with just this money has been deposited in your bank account.
Right. I mean,
We're
when
also
I small business loan, I got no confirmation email.
Yeah.
They don't send you anything.
Yeah, that's the crap. I always say it wrong. The EIDL versus the PPP. I think the PPP today is the first day that solo entrepreneurs can apply for the PPP. For
that's protection.
For that, I'm going to say go to @_HQ. That's a C. He's the one covering all this. I'm a dumb artist.
I'm gonna look up, because no one even has the same information, and it's really infuriating to be this scared and not be able to do the necessary steps to help yourself. Right. It's just a waiting game where you're more and more terrified on a daily basis.
Yeah. That's why I hit you up. That's why you and I got into that conversation about me wanting to do the screen printing from home. And I was like, I've got to do this. Like, I've wanted to do this forever. I've got to do it. Because I'm trying to think how to say this without sounding like a complete douche. I know it's something that I can do, that I have the ability in here to create artwork that I can sell. It's 100%. It's not a competition thing. It's not a ease thing. It's everything is in here. It's getting it pushed through. You just
be able to have the facility to do it.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's something that I would 100% be willing to do for other people is how did I build my basement before I had my brick and mortar? It was pieces of wood and hinges. Like, I know how to rig anything. Yeah.
So what's funny is my longer story. Washer and dryer, my cousin ended up giving me his washer and dryer because he wasn't using them, and mine were busted. Yeah. And I was like, it's $1,000 for a new washer and dryer. I was like, this is stupid. Like, and he was like, oh, I've got a washer and dryer I don't use. They're at my grandparents' house. So we went and picked them up and came over. My basement's a mess right now. And he looked at it and he was like, you've got enough room in here for screen printing. He's like, so when are we going to move all this crap out? And I was like, damn it. It's like, you're going to actually make me fall through and clean my basement.
You have to do it now.
Yeah. He was like, yeah. He's like, my problem is I'll throw away everything in here. I was like, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, no, 100%. And sorry, I got to plug in my phone.
No.
That's, if you have the ability and if you have the facility to do it, there's no reason not to. I wish I was in a communal basement in my apartment building.
Oh, God.
So that's where I started, with bugs and like rats. BRB.
Yeah. Yeah. I know, David. I know. Do the third.
You just say you can scream.
Now it's just starting to come down to people fussing at me about that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
If you saw the size of my basement, you would smack me. Like.
Of course.
Yeah.
Anything I wished for.
Yeah. Probably. Okay. Well, this will be a good video.
Called out.
Huh?
You're getting called out.
This will be a good video series. Most of it. Oh yeah, there's my dad chiming in saying you can't throw it away. It's mine. That's Ryan wanting to throw it away. That's not me.
That's awesome.
Maybe that'll be a good thing on this video series. You can track my progress on getting the screen print shop actually built out.
I mean, I will 100% tell you everything you need. Okay. And I just have the stuff in your basement you could probably use in some way, shape, or form.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the really funny part is down there, thanks to Dad and...
My sister's laughing at my cat.
Oh, nice. Between my dad and the guy I worked with, I've got probably over 500 antique cameras down there. Yeah.
Speaking of passive income,
I know my mom has been texting me being like, so I've been looking at like eBay and stuff. You need to start selling these cameras. It's like,
100%. And people, that's all they want to do now
I
is
know.
photography is an easy thing you can do alone.
Oh, these cameras are from like the 20s and 30s. She's going to drive down here and smack me in the face.
Yeah, start. Oh my God. You could be a millionaire by the end of this.
Oh my God. I think it's because I still go to places and see the same camera being sold for like $3.
Because people are stupid.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, yeah, I should give a guide over here of some of the weird ones Dad's found. Like one that's a Boy Scout camera from like the 40s or the 50s.
See that stuff, or start doing video series showing all the sweet shit that you have.
Yeah? Oh, I've got plenty of that. Good God. Yeah, look at this.
That's well, mine's all books,
Oh, I've got those too.
but that's absurd.
The funniest is, let me see if I can pan and do this. Can you see all the videotapes? Be on the lookout for the videotapes.
Oh, my buddy Apes got you beat. She built floor to ceiling shelving on 3 sides of a room, and she collects VHSs. She sent me one of her art is work shirts, and then inside was a Hanson concert from Tulsa to Albuquerque, because she knows she just picks them up for people that she knows that they'll like.
Yeah. Oh, Dad's correcting me. That camera was from the 1920s. I will say there are 2 over here that he found that were handmade. And one of them's from like 1908, one of them's from like 1914. That they're Kodak cameras, but you can see where they were actually hand tooled. Like, it's crazy.
You gotta look into that. There's so many people that collect those.
Yeah. Okay. Before I keep getting shouted out, what am I going to get fussed at more for not having the screen print yet, or getting rid of cameras?
I think you should aim on getting the screen print stuff, and then while you're doing that, you can just go through your cameras.
Yeah.
You got time. Got time.
All right. I'm going to move on to homework. So I'm for anybody watching, I'm going to start a new thing where at the end I'm going to give you homework of something that I find creative for you to watch. I started thinking about this because one of my friends did that on Facebook, where she was like, just start posting whatever YouTube videos are your favorite. And I've got like a playlist that's just favorite videos. And it's just random stuff. Like, it'll be like commercials. Like the guy who directed Moneyball also directed commercials. And there's some of the coolest commercials. Like, there's a couple of them that are baseball commercials, but they are, it's weird how he does, this is getting into geekdom, like pan zooms. Like, all of a sudden he's behind the batter and kind of moving around, and all of a sudden he'll zoom in on the shortstop and you can hear the shortstop talking. Like, it's super weird. Yeah. So I've got just a list of that, and it's like motivational clips and music videos and all this stuff. But the one I sent you, so I sent you the actual file because the copy on YouTube sucks. It's like 360p. But so the homework
Ever.
super low quality. It's all
Okay.
bitmappy and stuff.
There we go.
But the homework is the group Battles, and it's the song My Machine with Gary Newman of Cars fame. So had you ever heard of Battles before?
No.
Okay. So have you ever heard of the band Helmet?
That sounds super familiar.
So the drummer in Battles is the drummer from Helmet. They were like a 90s art hard rock band. They were odd. But yeah, it's that drummer, and they're this super weird art rock band from New York, to where like the drummer's cymbal is like 5 feet in the air, to where he'll be playing and then all of a sudden he'll reach up and smack it and he'll be playing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. But that video was made in partnership with like Microsoft or somebody. And it was super weird. And But what did you think of that?
So the video in itself was just a man on an escalator trying to get by a woman, and then for the next 3 minutes rolling down the escalator, and just all of his stuff is just getting shit on, and he cannot get up, and he can't move forward.
Yeah.
I just started laughing because that is how I feel like my entire life looks like from the outside.
So that was
2 years. It's just me trying to get up and be like, oh, this is good. I'm just going to move forward.
Yeah.
Things are going great. And then somebody just shits on me and I just roll back and lose my pasta, goes down.
I call that Charlie Brown in it. Because
Yeah.
that's how I feel. That's how I feel. Charlie
It's
Brown.
just a continual fail.
But yeah, that video.
He's trying, which is like the only upside of it. And it's
Yeah.
it's a funny way to look at a very shitty thing.
It's the more you watch it, I've watched that video over 100 times. I just think it's one of the most creative. How they did the stuff with the band is on the escalator, then they're
On the
down here.
opposite side.
Like how they just keep doing stuff. I love that Gary Newman, as the guy is trying to go up, he's coming down at the beginning, and then he's carrying a little bag, and then he sets it down, just reaches in, grabs a microphone, and starts singing. Like it's all that.
It's a beautiful video.
Yeah. It
Very subtle. Like even the man's facial expressions on the escalator are just. He just looks so defeated, but he's still trying so hard.
There was one point where I probably watched it like 10 times in a row. I was like, how did they do this? Like figuring out like cameras and cuts, and I was like, is this really one shot? Like, because it looks like one shot.
It looks continuous, yeah.
Yeah, and it's amazing. So I didn't finish this, but the homework is something I find creative that I share with you, and then we discuss. So it was funny. The one I had two in mind, and I was like, one of these is a little safe, one of these is a little weird. I'm going to send Hannah the weird one.
100%. Why? People don't send it to me.
I was like, because I was thinking about who all else I have coming up on this. I was like, there are some that'd be like, Jody, you need to see Help. If you
I
watch
sent
that.
you a painting of a booty in the first 2 minutes of my interview. Of course I'm going to do the weird one.
But that video, do you ever do that? Like watch stuff to kind of get you feeling better or hyped or whatever?
Oh, 100%. I have specific playlists with specific moods.
Mm-hmm.
So like even if I'm in the car on the way to the shop, I have to listen to certain music to get me in the mood to work or to come back and to chill out.
Yeah. Oh, that's,
Definitely
I hate
like that.
This will come as a shock. I hate speaking in public.
Oh, same.
Yeah. And so there's been a few times where I've had to speak on a big stage, and all I did was listen to Kanye beforehand and just repeat it in my head of like, almost like sitting there. Like there was one time I was the next to last speaker out of 18 speakers. So I had to wait 3 hours to get to mine.
Oh my God.
It was a pachaka-cha. And I'm just literally sitting on the stairs, sitting there bobbing my head. And not even earbuds, just in my head. I'm just replaying that song. It's like,
Mine's NWA.
Nice. Now mine is, I tell you the one, if you haven't heard it, Run the Jewels' second album. The first
I do really like Run the Jewels. I got to re-listen to the second album now.
The first half. The second half's, God, I love that album. But the first half is unbelievable. And there used to be, so when I was in high school and when I was playing basketball and I have to get hyped and angry to play basketball.
So,
Yeah, I know. I had a mixtape that I would put in that was my hype music that would go to that. And it was like, first song was a really up-tempo Green Day song because it was just so fast. Like, also, this is like 1994, so you got to give me a little bit of a break. It's not Wake Me When September Ends. It's something a lot hyper.
is it followed by Black Parade with My Chemical Romance?
Oh, my God, no. And then it would be a Tool song with Henry Rollins. And then the last song I would hear was a Big Daddy Kane song from the 80s called Nothing Special. Yeah. Like it was literally like, and by the time I walked in, I was like, all right, let's do this.
I'm about to murder someone.
Yeah. Oh God, don't get me started. Yeah, I would always foul out. I fouled out every game.
I mean, my thing's always been I've always wanted a walk-up song,
Yeah,
like for a sport. And so you always have to have like at least three ready, like just in case it happens.
yeah. I boxed there for a while, and I would curate my walk-up song.
I love boxing.
Yeah. So the funniest one is there was one time to mess with somebody. I'm trying to remember which one it was. I had the hoodie over my head and earbuds in, and I was listening to Tupac in here.
Mm-hmm.
But what was playing over the speakers ahead was Celine Dion.
I love you. I love you. I love you. Yes.
Just to mess with that person.
That is amazing.
And I was just like, and I was literally like almost like a gorilla, like that. And
Please tell me like my heart will go on.
No, this was before then, so it was something even sappier.
Oh, I love it. That is, please tell me someone's got a video.
No, hell no. This was like mid to late 90s when I was in college and right after. Yeah.
That is amazing.
Oh, I helped the guy wire up the sound system, and we did lights and everything. And yeah, my walk-up songs, it was crazy. Like there was one time, I'm trying to remember which one it was. It was something that had a slow build. Oh yeah, I would totally like WWF it. Like there was one point where you walked out the double doors, and there were like those bleachers that pulled out,
Mm-hmm.
like in a basketball gym, that would go flush.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally had him turn out the lights. I walked out, I sat down in a metal chair, and it was a song that did a slow build. And then like kicked into gear in a minute. And I literally picked up the chair, flipped it around, and started bashing it on the underside of those bleachers, and then started slamming it against the ground. And
Why did you go to WWE?
yeah. And then I ran up and jumped into the ring, like hit the apron, went over the top of the ropes. And the look on the guy's face, I was like, do I smell poop? I think I smell poop. Like I knocked that guy out in less than a minute. Like he was so scared. And I was so angry. So I was trying not to giggle.
Amazing.
I was trying not to giggle at that point. Yeah.
That guy
Yeah, my
probably
buddy Greg and I,
about
we
that
talked
day.
about it. I was like, man, I need to start pulling back those stories. Because I've got a bunch of funny
100%.
stories from that time. They're not that funny. There's a lot of them that are pretty dark, but yeah.
But that one's legit.
Yeah. I had to look to make sure my dad was off before I started talking about that.
I know. I can't show my family half the stuff I say.
No. Okay. All right. How are you feeling at the end of this? Are you feeling good?
I'm feeling good. I'm pumped up. I'm about to go to the shop, do some work.
You're going to have a walk-up song. You
Oh.
got to put it
I'm ready.
100%.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Ready to go.
All right. Thank you for doing this so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right.
And I'll be checking in with the Bob Ross booty painting and with the screen printing.
Okay. And Hasib _
Yes.
HQ. And with
Yes.
Hasib. All right. Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you.
Bye. Marshall Andy. I should do one of these. Hey, man. How are you?
How you doing?
Good.
Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, good.
One of my buddies was just commenting. We have a local personality named Marshall Andy. He dresses up like, but he's like 95. I was like, that would be funny doing one of these with a 95-year-old. He's like, can you see me? Can you see me?
Yeah, man. How are you? Been good?
Good. This morning.
Good.
It's
Good.
It keeps going back and forth between being rainy and nasty, and it's sunny now. So
Yeah.
hopefully that'll keep with it today.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Man, I'm good. I'm still kind of waking up. I haven't had coffee yet. So I had like a Zoom meeting this morning, and or no, Google Hangout, whatever. They all running together now. But
Yeah.
and so I had to get straight to that. So I'll get coffee after this. But I'm maintaining, man.
Okay, good to hear.
Yeah.
So for anybody watching, why don't you tell a little bit about what you do for a living?
Yeah, man, I do a lot. I run a studio called Artfluential. where I do branding and design strategy. That's kind of my day job. I'm also a co-founder of a conference called Creative Control Fest, which is a conference that centers Black creatives and those who support Black creatives. And so in that regard, like, Black creatives and creatives of color, and those who are in community with us. So in a nutshell, keeping it short, that's what I do. Heavy in the community, co-founded Creative Control Fest, and then I'm a founding member of Maroon Arts Group, and then teach workshops, create, man.
You're like me. You're like me. Your calendar is just stacked from top
Yeah. Mostly, dealing with clients and trying to keep the bills paid, but in there I try to get a little creativity for myself and empower some other folk at the same time.
So in these times, are you remaining creative?
Man,
I struggle.
It's definitely a struggle. I see all these people I know coming on. What's up, y'all? Man, I try to insert creativity in everything I do. So I haven't, I've been trying to sketch more. I haven't been able to do much of that, at least on the iPad, doodle. Been reading, but I got a small crib, man, so it ain't much space in here. But I try to find it where I can, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're talking about you're still doing day-to-day work for clients during this. Have you had any jobs like put on pause or be put on hold for now?
Yeah, somewhat. I've been fortunate to have projects that were kind of already in the pipeline, that were already sort of budgeted. And then I had a couple projects that were like ending like right when this hit, so I was able to get some payment from that. The future, is uncertain, but I'm confident, man. I've been down before.
Yeah.
So one of my clients is Columbus City Schools Office of Student Mentoring Initiatives, and of course with Columbus City Schools being now, some of the work we do is like mentor recruitment and helping them kind of come up with messaging and campaigns for that. And so that was kind of put on hold, and that was, a major client. But I'm still in contact. Like, we're trying to figure some stuff out and a way to engage mentors and students while all this is going on. But other than that, man, kind of my main streams have been pretty consistent. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting that a lot of the graphic design projects or art projects I had got put on hold. But recently I've gotten more of an uptick in like the social media side.
Oh, wow.
Like we need more content for social media, or now is the time where we'll take it seriously finally.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And one of them, I'm helping a nonprofit. They're battling with Facebook just to get like recognized as a nonprofit on Instagram. So I'm trying to figure out a way. I was like, good Lord. I was like, okay. That's some technical mumbo jumbo that I do not understand. That's something be up above my pay grade.
Yeah, man. It's interesting. I kind of got this mindset of creative practitioners, designers will become more necessary if they're equipped to do this work, and freelance or, build, because people will need those digital assets more. So, you lead with the social media. Yeah. And that's kind of like the strategy side and helping them figure that out. But then once they get that, they're going to need graphics. They're going to need assets that will that they'll need to use for social media. So, I'm kind of being optimistic about that in that regard, and helping people kind of be more than a designer for them and try to really be an asset in terms of strategy and helping them think through like the process. And then the asset is just more like, hey, this is the result. This is the product. This is the production side, but that's just a small part of what you really need.
And I think sometimes now it's getting them to understand that now may be the best time to work on it,
Right.
because it's like you're not having to worry about the minutia of day to day.
Right.
Like, no, we can actually figure out, we have the time now to set up strategy,
Yeah.
implementation. Yeah. Are there any passion projects you're working on, or are you staying pretty much busy to where passion projects are having to go to the bag?
Man, that's a good question. Man, I got passion projects for days. That's part of my problem.
Do I see one up here?
The creatives. This is my partner Corey. He makes these, and
That's Corey.
I got the
Yeah.
t-shirts. Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, everybody think it's both. Everybody think it's me or him. So we just both just like, yeah. But it
I
is.
bought a hat from one of your wives. That's all,
Right.
That's all I
It's all family. It's all love, man. It's a movement. So that's how we kind of look at it. But yeah, man. Originally I got into well, one of the passion projects is my Black and Creative is AF campaign.
Yeah.
And that's really a creative outlet for me. And I'm really having fun with that because it gets to, I get to share thoughts on my mind. And I started like a newsletter, podcast-ish type thing on Substack. I haven't really been able to do the podcast part, but I have been doing a little writing on that piece. So if anybody's listening, go ahead and subscribe and shut up. Shut up and create at Substack, or just go to the link in my bio. Corey got hats. We're gonna be selling them again. So I'll make sure I remind him. Somebody asked about a hat. And then I'm opening up my shop soon for some more creative hustle harder and things like that. So yeah, man. Some of the things I did want to do is I had this idea at the beginning of the year to do like a creative accelerator. For creatives of color who are trying to figure this thing out. Right. And life kind of got in the way, and slowed me down a bit. And then also was on the verge of starting this event called Pitch Black, which would really be a gateway into some other things I wanted to do for small and minority owned businesses around branding. But Pitch Black would be like a pinch event, where the winner gets the pot. And it's kind of a carry on of an event here, called Columbus Soup, but focused on projects and businesses of Black and brown founders and owners. So a lot of things were on the table. A lot of things still are on the table. But what I've primarily been doing, man, is just kind of trying to use this time to kind of, I haven't had a completed website in forever, man. I just got a good name with clients and got good, word of mouth relationships. So I've been fortunate to kind of coast on that and sustain. But I'm realizing and taking this time to kind of really, internally and get introspective about the stuff I got going on. So actually trying to finish my site and actually trying to, work on my stuff and get some stuff streamlined internally.
I used this term for a younger person. They didn't understand it. I said the cobbler's kids have no shoes, or the what is it? The contractor's house is always in disarray. I was like, that's every one of us. Let me see if I can find. I don't have business cards. I'm sorry. I don't.
Yeah, same, man. My insurance lady, every time I see her, we do this workshop at the theater here, at the Lincoln Theater here, and every time I see her, she's like, "Where's your cards? Give me some cards so I can hand some out for me." My wife probably has more business cards of mine than I do. So
for me, it's I hate photos of myself, so I don't have a professional portrait. And my best friend is a portrait artist, and I'm
man.
Yeah, I got this goofy photo of me at an event, and they're like, "No, you need a real photo." It's like, no, don't want.
You got that lavish beard, man. You need to go ahead and put it on display, man.
I told him I want to get one from over here.
Yeah,
the whole 300 thing going on.
Yeah, I love it.
So in this time, are you staying pretty positive about things?
Yeah. artist, man. I enjoy my solitude, but I also enjoy community and engagement and being with family and friends. So that's been really difficult. I do have a son who lives in Cleveland, and this is kind of, put a pause in my cadence of going to Cleveland and seeing my parents and spending time with him.
Yeah.
We got some nieces that are young that we, love to hang out with. And so we haven't been able to spend as much face-to-face time with them. So that's been the most difficult part. But, the fact that we have technology that we do, and we can communicate and have some level of presence with like FaceTime and things like that.
Right.
It's not as bad as I think it would have been if this happened maybe even 10 years ago. You know what I mean? So, I think we're blessed and fortunate to have the tools that we do and to keep in contact. It's not a replacement for contact, but like it definitely helps kind of soothe that. And then I'm, pray and meditate. And
are you getting out of the house though?
A little bit, man. I got a dog. He's sitting right here next to me. And so I got to take him out every day. And so a couple of days a week, we just take longer walks, especially if the weather is nice.
Yeah.
The other day I pulled out my bike and tried to ride a bit. Nice. I don't know what I was thinking. I was hurting.
I didn't know that muscle could hurt.
Right.
Where'd that muscle come from? Oh, man. I've been doing a social distance walk with friends.
Oh, that's dope.
Walk in the street. We go to like a neighborhood and walk in the street. They walk on the sidewalk and just talk over cars the entire time. And that's hilarious. Helped with sanity. Just to be able to, like what you're saying, to connect and see somebody. It's really helped. But
we got a number of friends that stay like in the neighborhood. And so like we somebody said I'm getting old. My guy Eric.
Oh man,
I did. I was like the first batch of quarantine birthdays in March, so I turned 37. But so we'll do like walk-bys, on our friends' houses or drive-by, have conversations from the porch. So man, try to stay in community as much as possible.
Yeah, that's what we gotta do.
Right.
All right, so. We'll end on homework. So did you watch that video I sent you?
I did, man. I did.
For anybody watching, I do homework where I find stuff I think is creative on like YouTube and I share it and then we'll talk about it. So this one is #What'sThere. It's a 60-second commercial for Team Canada Sochi 2014. Yeah. And what do you think about it when you first watched it?
Man, I'll be honest. When I first saw it, I was like, man, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Because like the screen, the actual visual of the screen was really slim. So it was really hard to kind of tell what was going on.
And it's kind of zoomed in on the people.
It's really zoomed in. And so the visual is really jarring. So like your eye is kind of trying to figure it out for a long time. But as you keep watching it, the screen, of course, grows and widens, and like that's when it started getting interesting because it's like, oh, okay, this is a gradual. It's high impact, very very fast, but like the contrast of the widening of the lens really adds an interesting element. So and then like of course when you find out like at the end that these are like I won't even say disabled. I don't even know how to.
It was an ad for the Paralympics. I had to look it up. The Paralympics.
That was dope, man. Because like the speed is like, man, this is full on.
Yeah.
Like contact sports, and it is.
Yeah.
But then you realize these people have, missing limbs, or they aren't, at full capacity in terms of all of their body parts. So. And that made it just that much more amazing, man. And I thought it was powerful by the end. So if you get a chance to, people watching, check it out.
Yeah, it's an amazing ad. And I can't even remember how I saw it the first time, but it was almost like, I think it was like an article, but it didn't tell you what the reveal was. It was like, just watch this. It's a powerful ad.
Yeah.
I watched it, I was like, okay, this looks like Winter Olympics. I don't understand. And
Yeah.
then you get to the end, and you're like, oh, good Lord. It's
Yeah.
somebody
Yeah.
skating on one skate going like 90 miles an hour. Like,
I see
it's,
my son just joined in.
oh, uh-oh.
Mario, you missed the whole thing.
But it's just like full on 90 miles an hour. And it's just like, oh my God. Like it just,
Yeah.
it hits you and then it goes away and then it's done. Like
It's dope, man. I enjoy good ads.
Yeah.
It's so many bad ad campaigns out there. And so that one was like a breath of fresh air, and it's an old one. So
yeah,
when something like that comes through, like I pay attention.
yeah.
You know.
Well, happy to share.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I'm gonna share it too.
Well, thank you for doing this. Stay safe. Stay creative. Keep killing it up there, man.
I appreciate it, man. You too.
All right. Thanks.
Peace.